Jessica in chains. Have we lost that love and feeling for Phillips? Is Joshua the greatest idol of all time? Skyler Lane is not the fortunate one. Or is she? All on this week's edition of the Unofficial Idol Forum with Constantine Maroulis. Meow. It's the Unofficial Idol Forum with Constantine Maroulis. The Unofficial. What's going down, world? Constantine Maroulis here. Yeah, we're gonna get all the Idol talk in this week on the Unofficial Idol Forum. As always, my boy Dan Brown over here on the ABCs. What's going down, man? How's everything in Twitterverse?
Everything's going great in the Twitterverse. If you have any questions or comments for Constantine, you can either tweet it at FuseTV or at ConstantineM, or leave it as a comment below.
What if they want to send us like a car?
Then they'll have to reach out. Leave a comment and we'll reach out to you.
Drive that shit over. Okay, Skyler Lane just got the big boot off American Idol. How do we feel about that? Well, what's funny is I actually have a friend that knows Skyler from Nashville, and she's like, my friend Skyler, oh my gosh. She said, oh, you have to check her out in Hollywood Week. And you know what I said when I saw her? I said, well, she'll be in the top 6. So hey, pretty good on my part. We said in the opening, maybe this is a good thing that she got booted off this week. Maybe she's got, some connections already going on in Nashville. She's a songwriter herself. She can get started right away in her record. Skyler is a good performer. She's got to cut out the Running Man a little bit. She kind of does her country girl Running Man, which, I love the Running Man, believe me. I'm a big fan.
Well, and maybe the fact that she's not in the competition anymore, that's going to take the pressure off, and maybe she can come into her own a little bit more. We have a tweet from username Vineyard Breeze that agrees with what you said, agrees with that. They said, can't believe Skyler gets voted off. Don't worry, girl. You are a star. Lots of good things in your future. Right, Constantine?
Don't worry, girl. Yeah, everyone's going to be a big star, don't you know? Everybody at this point is going to be huge and have a, 10, 20-year career, right? Well, I think we all know that that's not totally possible, but sure. Does she have a shot? She does. Great songs, who knows? I don't think she's quite Miranda Lambert, but, maybe she can do that. I don't think so. Okay, so enough about Skyler. Sorry, babe. But let's talk about the top 4.
So this week, Holly, she sang River Deep, Mountain High by Ike and Tina Turner, and Bleeding Love by Leona Lewis, however you say it. And Vicky1027 tweeted, Skyler always delivers, but Holly really shone tonight.
You know what? Amazing night for Holly, okay? Great coaching for her. I think they really found the right sort of thing, the right arrangement for her, and she did. She really needed to deliver this week, and I thought she did. She gave a pretty great vocal. I love the way she started in the audience with the dancers, and it was kind of on point. Vocally, it was pretty good, the first song, and, she was having some fun. She loosened up a little bit, cute little outfit. She looked more youthful. She's got a huge instrument. I don't think anyone can question that, but what's been in question is that sometimes it's so powerful that it pushes too much and she's just out of tune. She keeps listening to herself. She breathes in awkward places. She's got interesting phrasing, we'll say. So of the 2 songs, the first song was definitely that started off great, but I feel like I leaned a little bit more on the intimate performance that she gave on the second song.
Do you think that she should focus more on intimate songs moving forward? What are some songs that she might consider for next week?
It's puzzling to me because is she good enough to be one of those great diva vocalists that she kind of longs to be? The Celine Dion's, the Barbra Streisand types, the Christina Aguilera's, who can really be a standalone vocalist and really have the power to hold a whole concert. I just don't know. I know she's very young. I wish that she could come back in a few years and then really see where she's at, because I know she's going to be a much, much better singer. And even as a result of this life experience, that will be huge for her alone. So
now, she was in the bottom 2 last week, and they put her first this week.
Yeah.
Is placement important? Is the order important in terms of audience voting, in your experience?
Is placement and the lineup important in baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely important on Idol too.
As for Phillips, he sang The Letter by the Box Tops and Time of the Season.
I like the way you say that. The Letter?
The Letter. I try to enunciate all of my consonants. He also sang The Season by the Zombies. And in response to his performance, at Rigo Katz tweeted, "That was painful to listen to. Wow. He can't hit those notes." Is Phil up to snuff? Is he on the same level as the other competitors?
Well, I mean, let's be honest, you know, you have Jessica, you have Joshua, and they are all-time idol technicians, you know, as far as just pure singers. So, no, we know that he's not on that level as far as just vocal prowess and power. But Philip has his own thing going on, just like Steven said. He's like, you get away with it. You're not singing a melody, but you get away with it. Oh, God, The Letter is one of the greatest, simple, great rock kind of garagey songs of that era. It's such a simple, great song, and he stretches out those melodies, and then they kind of turned it into this like funk fusion kind of thing with all the drum hits. Boom, it was like I didn't know if it was a Chick Corea song for a second there, but you know I miss the melody. You know, I do, but he's got a great tone to his voice. I just don't know what the heck to make of him sometimes. Next week, Phillips needs to do something different. I would love to see no guitar, an intimate storytelling moment where he sings a melodic, nice song where he actually shows some real range in it. Kind of gets away from that angry, veiny, kind of, you know, menacing, likable face thing that he does and all of his tricks, and really has a honest moment, and he sings into the camera, and he tells a great story to the people at home. Like, I would love to see that happen.
Does he have that in him?
I think he has it in him.
So Jessica, she sang Proud Mary, which was originally by Creedence Clearwater Revival, but the judges referred to it as by Ike and Tina Turner. She also sang You Are So Beautiful by Joe Cocker. So, I mean, what'd you think?
Well, Jessica, she's an amazing singer. You know, there's something really extraordinary about her voice and her instrument and what she can do, and everything that Randy said is definitely on point and true. I still can't get it out of my head that maybe she has this amazing ability to sort of like imitate a voice and kind of like do like an impression of a voice that she loves and like a tone that she sort of found for herself. Something still ultimately doesn't seem like right about the actual sound that comes out of her mouth. But it's so unbelievable that, you know, I'm not like hating on it at all, but like it seems like a mimic sound sometimes. And speaking of mimic, I feel like a lot of people have the impulse to try to dance out the original choreography for an iconic song, or just kind of do a little of it and just add it as like a tribute. Not a good idea. For Jessica, I just wish that she would do more youthful type songs, you know, Be My Baby, Ronnie Spector, you know, an intimate, really broke down, great, earnest version of that right into the camera, you know, Be My Baby, or Leader of the Pack, you know. I'm at the candy store. I mean, that just would have been really cool for her. She doesn't have to show us every week that she's a masterful vocalist, you know. We're waiting for like the honest, totally disarming moment, and I hope that it comes.
Now, how about Joshua? He sang Ain't Too Proud to Beg by the Temptations and To Love Somebody by the Bee Gees. And Music Baby on Twitter said, if it wasn't for Joshua, I would have fallen asleep. Would you have fallen asleep?
Ooh, not with that jacket he was wearing and that, you know, and those girls dancing. I mean, I was nervous at first. I was like, Ain't Too Proud to Beg. Oh, God, this is going to come across like Hollywood Week, you know, when they're singing in the groups. But they managed to really make it current, just really nice. It was a smooth production. He's great with that. He's a great showman, definitely. The girls were great. His jacket was great. Whoever has been styling him this year has gotten Joshua totally on point. He looks like a star every time he's out there, you know, and he grows each week.
I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go.
Joshua could be a totally relevant artist today if he did the right kind of record. You know, real great throwback, you know, multimedia stuff with the dancers, the girls in the background, his great suits, you know, costume changes. And remember, you know, he wouldn't do Ain't Too Proud to Beg every song. That would be like the one big number, you know, and but I thought it was awesome.
Now, do you agree with what Steven Tyler said at one point?
You got to be one of the top 2 best idols of all time. I got to tell you, man.
Is that a little too high a praise, or is he in that territory?
Well, he said that after his second song, which was what?
To Love Somebody by the Bee Gees.
To Love Someone, the Bee Gees. Stevie Van Zandt, I could see the look on his face in the coaching. He was just like, that was one of the greatest moments I've ever seen, you know, in person, the greatest vocals I've ever heard, like in person like that. And you could really see that he believed it. And for someone that didn't know the song and to come back with that sort of special sort of version of it. Now, granted, it plays totally his strengths. It's like a basic blues kind of progression. But Joshua's in his own league these days, and he's been watching Idol for many years, you could tell, and he came ready to play. And this song was amazing. As far as him being one of the greatest idols of all time, I think, yeah, time will tell. But he's got the tools. If he can continue having those moments where he can put on a great show for you and also have those beautifully honest moments where you feel every ounce of soul in his body and you relate to the story that he's telling, then, you know, sky's the limit for Joshua. Oh man, another sick results show on Idol this week, man. Thank you guys for tuning in to the unofficial Idol Forum with Constantine Maroulis. Be sure to send me all your thoughts at Fuse TV and at Constantine M on Twitter. And definitely tune in next week. We're gonna rock it out with another awesome edition of Unofficial. And I'd like to thank Dan Brown for being on the ABCs on Twitter. And make sure you send us all your comments and tell all your friends.
And if you missed last week's episode, you can check that out by clicking right here. If you want to see an interview with Constantine and last week's cast-off, Elise Testone, click right here. And to never, ever miss anything from Fuse, subscribe to the Fuse YouTube channel.
Meow.